Hello YouTube, Game Designer here. Yes, I said Game Designer, that is right, but this is purposely uploaded to Pokemon Designer as well, because this is going to be the first video for sure that I want to transition us over to Game Designer for game news and topics. So, what we're going to talk about is the leaked text file from Black Ops 2. Sorry, it was a portrait. I forgot that YouTube doesn't really like that, especially on the new app. But what is important to look for in these text files that this has already been reported upon by numerous people, like Play the Game Central. I just wanted to get this out and get my thoughts out on this. But like I was saying in a video a couple days back about possible DLC, I was saying that the last DLC, like say map pack 4, we would see an all zombies map pack where we might see a return in all or some of the maps from previous games. And this just kind of proved my point, because as we see here, we have Kino der Toten, which has all the mutators, and you can only get mutators in custom games in Black Ops 2 Zombies. So there has to be some kind of reason for that, and that would make sense that Kino would come back, because that was one of the favorite maps. Then, on this next picture here, we have Nocturne Toten, Duries, and Mood, which just kind of brings up a point. There's usually 4 maps in a map pack for Call of Duty, and there's 4 zombie map names from previous games in here. So are we going to see the first and last maps from from World at War and Black Ops 1, and that's it? Or are we going to see, or did they only code those 2 names in because that's going to be a transit mode that they're going to throw in for these older maps? Now that's really, really just going way off topic there. Transit mode, that's almost impossible, but maybe they would do it. It's something weird Treyarch would think about, but it's highly unlikely. But then I wanted to point out there's all this stuff about racing, meet on the tarmac. Back here a little bit, we see there can be only one. You get to the finish line, the other team has a meet. So, do we see this new game type of meet being a racing game type? Because we also see over here, zombies are attracted to the team with a meat. Stay alive as long as you can by throwing the meat to your opponent's side. Your team has the meat, the other team has the meat, player grabbed the meat. You saved yourself with that throw. You don't want that. Your team has the meat, you have the meat. Stuff like that, where it kind of makes it seem like it's a racing game type. Not to mention over here we see race next to. Oops, sorry, wrong picture. Down here next to me on the tarmac. We also see it down a little bit where it says Deadpool. I don't understand what Deadpool is for this game, but that was just something that I found. Then if we come back here, we see we see notes on Deadshot, Daiquiri, PhD Flopper, and Mule Kick. And those 3 perks were cut out of the game in Black Ops 2, and I am 100% in agreement with cutting them out, but why would they put them back in here? Is it just because of the fact that they're bringing back old maps, or are they bringing them back because of complaints from the noobs who can't play without things like PhD Flopper? Deadshot Daiquiri was just kind of a waste of time. It was never done right, and it didn't really aim for the head like it was supposed to. PhD Flopper, or I'm going to skip that for now. Mule Kick is a waste now because we can have all the perks using Tombstone, so what's the point in having Third Gun? That's a piece of junk, but it's not going to be a big game changer if they put Mule Kick back in. But PhD Flopper was overpowered. It should not make a return unless for the older maps, because of the fact that it is overkill. I could sit in a corner and look down shooting with a ray gun and PhD Flopper and Juggernog and never have to deal with dying. I could sit there until round 20 or 30 and not have to even deal with the zombies hitting me. So definitely should not be back in the game, in my opinion. But there's also two perks that were found called Damage Aid and Candelier, and there were pictures circulating on the internet, but those pictures are 100% homemade through Photoshop. Do not believe those are the real perks, whatever you think. But what I believe we're gonna see is Damage Aid. Maybe that'll be something like a Juggernog just for a different game mode, like say Meat, or maybe it's does allows you to actually do damage to your enemies in say Grief mode or Meat mode or whatever, and but it could just be as simple as doing more damage with say explosives or doing more damage all around. So we don't really know. That one's kind of hard to figure out, but it's all around the idea of damage, obviously. And then Candelier, this idea was brought up by Play the Game Central. I think it was Joe Trocious. I could be wrong on that, but he said that they believe it could be that perks now come in cans instead of glass bottles, and it gives you more perks. But why would they do that if we have Tombstone, which allows us to do that already? It just doesn't really make sense, but I get where he is coming from. And then he also said that it could be that we get more grenades or ammo, and I completely agree with that. But in my opinion, if anything, it seems like, since it sounds like Bandolier from World at War, it'll have to do with ammo, and if it has to do with ammo, it will have to be similar to a scavenger type of perk, where zombies will drop scavenge packs or something, just not all the time, just occasionally. So, or maybe it'll increase max ammo drops, that kind of stuff. So, not really sure exactly what that all is, but just wanted to bring up some of these points. And, right here, PES. I didn't even notice that. I just now saw that PS from the moon maps. So near Breslau, Germany. That was Derice. Just now notice some of that stuff that really brings us back to the old maps. So just wanted to bring up those points, and hopefully we'll be seeing more evidence one way or the other for all these thoughts later on in the future, not too long hopefully, because I really need these new maps. I'm very bored with these the maps that are on it, as well as the Nuketown zombies. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts, and hopefully you guys will give me yours, as well as giving me more ideas. And subscribe for more stuff like this.